I'm Liz, and this is Random Workings. Welcome to our 30 minutes to do miniature painting. I am doing the Stormcast Eternal Sequitors, and my plan is to get some yellow on these. I've managed to get red on all the ones I had prepped. I might need to go over the red again, but for now I'm just going to move on to the yellow, which should be most of the tunic bits. I have forgotten to start my timer, because now I'm trying to start the timer before going so that I don't waste any time. Where is the timer? And go. Right, so I've already put paint on my wet palette. I've actually added yellow for once, and I've tried to water them down slightly. I think I overwatered the gold, but the gold comes later. I will be listening to something in the background, so sorry if any sound bleeds through, but hopefully I should get rid of that when I put the video together. Let's get focus right. Turn off the music. Okay. Hopefully I should remain fuzzy and this should remain clear. Good. Yellow. Where's my... Yeah, I've made them too watery, I think. That just means I'll just have to do a second coat. Quite thin, but it just means I have to put more layers on later. And hopefully prevent it from pooling, that's the other problem. Turn this down slightly. I don't have my reference picture, but I've basically got an idea of where I want to paint stuff. This is too thin. Too thin. Just needs more paint to go around there. But I really got to be worried about pooling. I think the problem is I'm trying to put liquid on them when they're already on a wet palette to make them thinner. And technically the wet palette's sort of thinning them out already. I've just put yellow, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit, you can see it's a bit watery because it's pooling here. So it's not sitting on, but might need to mix the paints a little bit more. Yeah, it's pooled, it's not sitting right, I've watered this too much. But it's the first layer, and it's my first model in a little bit. After a second one, that yellow will get sorted, I think. So let's see. Move on to the next one. Whee! Maybe put a little less paint on the actual brush. I really wish I could put like a camera on my head so you can see what I'm sort of doing. As you can kind of tell by where I am on the model, but you miss out. One day I will invest in some sort of arm for a one day, very far in the future, I will invest in an arm and attach a camera to it and have it just sit behind me, and then I'll keep headbutting it, I'm sure, but you'll be able to see what I see. I got yellow all over the grid. Everyone's okay. It's around Christmas time at the moment, and everybody is trying to get their booster shot. I've just had mine, and I have been okay except for slight temperature. So I hope you're all out there getting your boosters, and protecting yourselves, and I'm hoping that Christmas doesn't get ruined by plan C or whatever, because I want to go visit family. And if they close the borders again, we will once again not be able to do that on Christmas. But, you know, 'tis the season. There's actually not too much yellow on these models, or yellow area. There's a lot of gold area. And the gold I'm using is a different gold, you can see, because I've painted this model. And you can see the difference between the gold here and the gold here. I'm doing this late again. I find it really easy to do recordings of games because I really get addicted to them. So I'm getting like hyped up every time I play them. Whereas recording for this is actually a bit different because I need time to actually do them, which sounds odd because you need time to do all of them. But I need time to do them because these are relaxing, and this is a relaxing and slow thing, similar to my next ones, which means that my attention may deviate as I get impatient. I'm going to put this paint on the next one because that one is done, but I need to quickly unpool some of the paints. So let's get the yellow on this. I'm still not being super neat. Another reason I want to do these is because it's taking a while to take them. I mean, it's not surprising, I'm only doing them in 30-minute stints. But I also want to sort of get them complete and move on to the next one, because with each one I complete, I should improve my technique, and kind of hoping for a large model to do, specifically of a dragon sort of variety at Christmas, but you know, models are so expensive, especially the large ones. Like I said, I'm not sure. It might be because the gold is quite a deep gold, and that's why the fin paint is looking odd. Because usually when you prime a model. Basing is what I'm doing at the moment, where you put the block colours in. When you prime it, you usually prime it in the main colour that you're going to be using. But you also want to be careful because it changes the shadows and the colours. And I think because it's a gold, and not a bright gold, it's actually darkening things. Right. It is just pooling. Regardless of how thin I'm putting it, it is just pooling. You can see it quite there. It's pooled on the ribs of this sort of thing. I don't want to leave it too long because I'm doing it thin. It should dry quite quickly, but that also means that I can't undo mistakes very quickly. I'll just quickly check this one. It is just pooling in like the areas. If you take paint off a brush and then just poke it back into the pooled areas, it should absorb the paint back out. So I'm just going to have these two doing it at the same time just so I can put pooled paint off one onto the other. My brush needs to be reshaped. It's starting to spray. Spry? I don't remember what word it is for mean that it's no longer grouped nicely. I think I'm going to just... I'm learning, as you would expect, considering I did start this series, basically having not done this for years. I think I've actually put Avon Kid on all three of them. Clean the brush a bit. You can see their coat is much thinner than the one at the back, but he also got painted straight from the pot, I think, essentially, and I wasn't putting the paints. I really should watch the guide. I sort of am. I do watch things like Johnny Chiodini, and Dicebreaker are the main ones I've watched. And that's where I've learned some of my things, like how to dry brush and about, what are these things called again? Washers? Shades. They're essentially washers. But like there's one guide from Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy about how to thin your paints and stuff. And looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing that right. Or if the paints coming out of the pot are as thin as I thought they were. Don't want to spend too much time. Yeah, cool. These two. But I don't like these are supposed to, I think I mentioned this before, these are technically supposed to already sort of be primed by the manufacturer, I guess. But if the paint's too wet, it's not sticking to them. I think I need to... This is too wet again. It could be that the wet paint palette... I only dampened the wet palette. It's still the same wet palette as before. I don't know, like, if there's a limit to how long you should keep a wet palette active for. But, you know, it's just... probably when it starts going mouldy. Seeing as it's water being held in a single location. Bet I've missed that point. It's like a chain out here. There's actually a gap in the middle of the chain where you can see the yellow. Yellow! Still haven't figured out what I'm doing for like the shield. But then again I need to figure out what I'm doing for the sigil. Got my hands here, and I'm still managing to miss out when I go slightly down with my hands, just by widening them slightly. So much of that could be taken out of context. This is not applying the nicest way. Yeah, I think I won't water them down and I'll just use them straight from the plant in the future because, like I said, the water, they are becoming so watery that they're just pooling wrong. Oops, and I just completely gone wild just then with the paints. Like all over the red zone. But then again, the red is probably easier to cover up. It's probably easier to cover up yellow on the red than it is to cover up red on the yellow. It might just be that the pooling is just more obvious when it's thinner. I think this is the last one I've got to put the first layer of yellow on. So I probably won't do gold today. and just start doing a second layer of yellow, try to get these a bit more in line with this chap. Person. Fellow. I need to figure out the right word to describe a group of people which isn't gendered. Not as in it doesn't contain people who are gendered, just... yeah. One that isn't like dudes, because I think dudes is male. Chaps, male. Fellows, male, because I think it's fellow man. I'll figure something out. Oh, not at all. I'm sure I'll forget as soon as I stop. Right. Put these in order. I painted them near enough, so I know where to start. Start with this guy. Let's clean the brush. Yeah. I think because the brush is wet as well, that's also adding another layer of pre-wetness to the paints. Putting it on the hand while trying to get into a crack. I swear, because with my friends and acquaintances, I'm getting one of those brains where it's like, would that be counted as rude? Probably is. You can make everything rude, I suppose. Especially if taken out of context. This is going to take a few more paint bells. If I... no. I need to get my camera further down. Oh, there we go. It does have a slightly further down position. I'm trying not to paint in a way that A is off camera and B is actually hurting me. Don't want to be leaning too far forward. I'm actually taught, I think I'm technically hurting my neck, but that's because I don't sit properly anywhere. Because I should be sat in with my back in the chair. There we go, I've started my sitting position and I've just put yellow all over the wrong place. By accident, while I was adjusting. cooling again. Take another one. Move forward. Oh no. Wait, hold them. Put them in the reverse. Because then when I bring a new one in, I can put it at the front. And you can see it's been done. Hope you lot who are watching or viewing this, because you're technically watching and viewing both in the future. What's the difference? I guess watching is supposed to be live. Viewing is something different. I'm sure there's a difference. I'll find out eventually. But I hope you're enjoying this, even if it's a lot of quiet. I am trying to fill a bit of the space otherwise. Some people just want to be here for the chill. I mean, that's what we did. Sort of say this is let's chill and let's make a mess and chill. Whee! Every time I go through, I find another space where I'm like, that should probably have paint on it. But it's the hidden areas, the areas you wouldn't see unless you're really looking at the model like I am, where you're turning upside down and stuff. So the edges, but that's because I'm sort of like, am I perfectionist? I'm really weird. I'm like a perfectionist, but also very lazy, which to me means that I'll try and do stuff the first time so that I don't have to do it again. But that can mean a few bits of trouble. This is horrible. This one's gone really badly. I think I might have touched it up too much. See, paint has gone horrible. Hopefully with a bit more paint. What's that? I have a feeling these are going to take 3 coats for the yellow to pop as much as I would like it to. So why did I go for yellow and red? I don't know. I just like yellow and red as a combination, I guess. Sometimes I just pick colours and go, yeah, that'll do. That's right, I'm going to quickly finish this up. By that I mean pull any excess paint off. The thing is, I don't want to pull paint off that's actually not excess. But I'm going to quickly pull the paint off. Pull all of it off. I'm going to pick off the excess paint. And then that is me done. Now. But yeah, we got the yellow on them. Most of them. But you can see the difference between, like, this one hasn't had a second, this one's had a second. This one hasn't had the paints in the same way they are on. So yeah, we've got this guy who's painted purely from paints from the pot. This one's received 2 paints of yellow. This one's received 1 layer of yellow, but you can see it's building it up. Which is the point. But let's see, next time I'll be finishing up with the yellow, hopefully. And then I'll be doing the gold, and then I might try my very first wash. Shade. I wonder if I think shade doesn't need to be on a wet palette. Because it's basically just a very, 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 very thin coat, so that should be fun. But that is for next time. For now, let's put the autofocus back on so you can maybe see me a bit better. But yeah, that is our 30 minutes done, and a little bit extra. Thank you for being here, and see you next time. And if you like what you saw and want some more, why not hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and then check out one of the videos or playlists showing up on the screen. Or why not head over to the channel for even more options. And if you have subscribed, hit the bell on this video or the channel page and get notified every time a new video goes live. But either way, it's bye for now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!